Peace and grand rising to the sovereign, universal, original, indigenous, natural, divine, Moorish American, Al-Moroccan heirs. We want to do a reading in detail with Sheik Malik L, Justice Malik L. And so with that, I yield the floor, since we do use the stars and the cosmos as a guide in our navigation of the vast estate. So with that, Justice Malik L is fine.
Yes, good day, everyone. Islam, peace and love, grand rising to the Moors. So what we're going to get into is a brief description of the Capricorn energy, simply because we have a lot of Capricorn energy that's going on the planet right now. And then we're also going to get into the July 5th lunar eclipse in Capricorn. So I'd like to share some of the secrets of Capricorn. And so another place that you can actually uncover, discover, do a little bit more research into the secrets of the energy of Capricorn is the short book of James in the Bible, in the New Testament. That'd be a good read. And yeah, let's get into it. So Capricorn is flowing energy, right? Capricorn is flowing energy. So you want to constantly be moving, because as soon as you get stagnant, right, the energy begins to shed or begins to welcome negative effects. So you want to constantly be flowing. That is Capricorn energy. Capricorn is one of the rulers of the planet of Saturn, right? And there's also Earth energy. It deals with status, and it also deals with authority. It deals with order. It deals with government, and so forth, right? So Capricorn holds the energy of being in the middle of something or keeping something neutral. It's also the point between heaven and earth in the ether, right? This is manifesting energy. This is also an upgrade of the truth from Sagittarius. As we may or may not know, Sagittarius is the truth teller, and Capricorn is an upgrade of that. You can only get through the gate of the sea monster when you achieve equilibrium in this sign. And this is for this sign specifically, no other signs, but this sign of Capricorn specifically. Follow the natural energy of this sign, and it gets easier. When you follow Saturn's rules, you are highly rewarded. Capricorn rules over the highest energy where force meets form. This is a point of balance and equilibrium. Knowledge and ideas are also considered force. Attention is force as well. So where you put your attention is very important, because there's added force to it. Capricorn rules over supreme authority, and this is the control at its highest level. Ignorance is also ruled by Capricorn, and the 10th commandment represents Capricorn energy as well.
Wow.
Now, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That was definitely some spicy information right there. And with that being said, this is the lunar eclipse that we are getting into of July 5th, 2020. Capricorn in 13 degrees. So this is all about ambition. Expect yourself feeling very passionate and ambitious about something. You'll get more clarity on the questions you've been asking yourself, like what you would like to manifest, what exactly you want from your life, and how you would like your life to be like. Now, you want to put in the hard work during this time, or you'd feel motivated to do so. You carefully may feel, or you'd want to be careful because you may feel overwhelmed with drive and constant thoughts, which is a good situation to have, of what it is that you need to do. Just make sure that you're involved with fun, so that you're balanced out, you find that equilibrium while you manifest this goal or your goals, right? You may feel drawn to organize things and organizing chaos. And now we're pretty much going to go ahead and transition into the bigger picture, or the deeper meaning, as we have very, very strong energy in Capricorn, as mentioned before, because we have the Moon, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto in Capricorn. And Saturn is actually in the anaretic degree, which is the last degree in each sign, the 29th degree. And it brings out the more shadow side of that sign. Capricorn is about power and control. This also plays a theme of endings. So this is particularly powerful for the United States, the organic United States, or America, because of the direction that we're headed into. This is during the United States Corporation Independence Day. This is also opposing the sun of the U.S. astrological chart. Now, the reason why I'm pointing that out is because each landmass has its own astrological chart, just like how we as individuals have our own astrological charts. So the sun is in Cancer, and so this is opposing the Capricorn energy, right? So there's a very big pull of energies going on, and the path of the eclipse is going across the land of America, right? So the last time there was a lunar eclipse in 14 degrees was in 1963. Now remember, this lunar eclipse is in 13 degrees. In 1963, the lunar eclipse was in 14 degrees. And this was the time that JFK had been assassinated, and also the time that Martin Luther King came out with the "I Had a Dream" speech. Now, this is to show the events that had happened after a strong lunar eclipse such as this. Not to say that these exact same events will happen, but expect huge events to happen during these times. We also had a lunar eclipse in 13 degrees in Capricorn on July 5th, 2001. We all know what happened back in 2001. So with the eclipse, every eclipse plays out for about 6 months. The energies on the planet for about 6 months. All right, so during now and 6 months from now, we'll see these types of energies play out to its fullest.
Wow. That's amazing.
The U.S., yes, tell me about it. The U.S. is moving into its Pluto return, and the last time it was in 27 degrees of Capricorn was 1776. Now, this was when the U.S. corporation was born, right? The reason why this is pointed out is because this was the start of something new, right? As we know, our ancestors have basically introduced the U.S. corporation on our land, and so this is the energy of what's going on, something new, because Pluto represents new beginnings. Pluto is the god of the underworld. Pluto represents the soil on Earth. It represents the process of growth from starting from nothing into something. For example, like a seed, when you plant a seed in the ground and it sprouts up into a large tree, that is a prime example of Pluto, right?
You know,
and Pluto.
I think that it's very, very interesting and actually affirming what we all already knew. But you mentioned the birth of the corporation, and then at the beginning you mentioned the ending of the corporation. And so the birth in 1776, and birth is a way to say it of their beginning, but then the ending being what it is now, based on the stars. The stars tell them where their ending is also, so they already know that it's their ending as well. And that's not anything that has to do with war or anything like that. It's just a fact. It just is, according not to what to what hearsay and rumor says. It's according to the stars.
Exactly.
And they know
that. Was a great
That's
point.
beautiful. Yeah, beautiful.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Yes, indeed. So Pluto returns from its orbit in 2022. Once again, in the year 2022, in the second house of money and values. When you look at your astrological chart, you have 12 houses. This is returning in the second house, which is the house of Taurus, the house of money and values, in 2022. Jupiter and Saturn have already reached the 27th degree in Capricorn and retrograded, right? So they will be returning back to the 27th degree in Capricorn in the second house of money and values, November and December of this year, 2020.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's big news. That's huge. Pluto is about power and control and deep, dark secrets, secrets of the rich and powerful. Right? It was funny because I actually came over, as I was studying this, I came across Plutocracy. Right, and let me read to everyone the definition of plutocracy. And you could always look at this on through searching Google. Definition, okay. So plutocracy. A plutocracy or a plutarchy is a society that is ruled or controlled by people of great wealth or income. The first known use of the term in English dates from 1631, unlike systems such as democracy, capitalism, liberalism, socialism, or anarchism, plutocracy is not rooted in an established political philosophy. Nouns for plutocracy: government by the wealthy. A country or a society governed by the wealthy. An elite or ruling class of people whose power derives from their wealth. Now,
You know, can I add a little something to that as well?
Absolutely.
So I actually pulled out my dictionary as well to look that up. And there is just a slight hair that I want to split there in terms of the difference between, because the dictionary puts these two definitions as one, but they're not really one. One of the definitions of plutocracy is government by the wealthy, and then they also put a group of wealthy people who control the government, which is two different things. And so we're moving from one of those definitions to the other, sort of, because we know that in our sleep, it seems as if the corporations governed us. It seems that way, and it seems that they were the wealthy. That's what it seems like. However, the reality is we've always been the government, always have been and always will be, and we've always been the wealthy, always have been and always will be. But that's because we are the land, and we're the heirs and beneficiaries of all land, all natural resources, and all commerce. You know, so I just wanted to point that difference out, because what seemed like it was the truth was not the truth. The real truth is that the heirs are the government, the heirs are the law, and we're also the heirs to everything.
Absolutely,
you know.
Absolutely. And you know what? That was a great point that you hit, Empress Light. And to go along with that, one of the current themes is that what people thought the world was, and people thought the world was, or how people thought the world was operating in terms of quote unquote reality, will come to awakening because of new information that pours out during this time. So that was a wonderful point that you hit, and it goes along with exactly what is happening during this time.
Yeah.
So, yes. And I will end on that. And thank you so much, Empress Light, for inviting me on a call and being able to share this powerful information out to the ears.
Yes, the heirs need to hear
Islam.
This, because we are guided by the astrology and the cosmology. That is one of the many mechanisms and tools that our ancestors left for us to use in order to navigate the estate and to navigate our nation and our government and the law, because that is law also. You know, the astrology and cosmology is the law, and we must navigate according to the law, or else we would be out of sync with the law, and that's just not what we do. That's not what we do. We are the law, so we stay in connection and in sync with the law, and I think that this information is so valuable, especially on the heels of July 4th, which is our day. That is our day. That day does not belong to anyone but the heirs. To remember all that our ancestors did for us and to know that we are indeed free. We have set ourselves free, and we're going to continue to grow in that manner, as well as the eclipse of the buck moon last night and today being July 5th.
Yes.
So that's major important, and I thought we better get this information out today because the heirs, this is going to assist us to navigate together as well. So thank you so much for the information. Thank you for accepting the invitation to come. Yes, go ahead, Justice.
Absolutely. And also, just before we part, Empress Light, now is the time to actually take action and do whatever it is that you were looking to manifest. Act on it right now during this energy. I would say from now till a few days out, while it's very, very powerful, while we still have the full moon, because remember the full moon, it started off from the new moon, which built up energy into the full moon. And now that the full moon is here, it's now going to go ahead and disperse this energy. So now a great time to go ahead and put out whatever it is that you've been thinking of, working on, so that it can go along with the flow of this powerful energy that we now have on the planet. And I yield.
Yes, thank you so much, Justice Malik. And speaking of that, sometime in September, I'm looking hopefully around the first or second week of September. I'm hoping to. I'd love to invite the Moors to come and go to Mima Mound at Olympia, Washington Territory. It is an ancestral burial ground. Our ancestors are buried there, and to see the hundreds and hundreds of mounds that are there. I actually took July 4th to visit there so that I could get in touch with that particular ancestral energy. And it was very, very powerful. And I wanted to invite the heirs to see, even if they can't come at that time, just come to visit Mima Mound.
Yes, absolutely.
Whenever that they can visit Mima Mound. That's M-I-M-A Mound, and that's at Olympia, Washington Territory, which we know is ancient Olympus. And get in touch with that particular ancestral energy as well. So I'll put that out there in the ethers as well, so that the heirs can let the ancestors lead them on that particular.
Islam.
Thank you so much, and we'll get this out onto the public record so that
my pleasure.
So that
Thank
this
you.
information
Thank
can
you,
get out to the nations and governments of the Moorish National Republic Federal Government and the Moorish American Consulate. Peace and grand rising.
Peace and grand rising. Islam.